Okay, well, I've been up here for a couple of hours this afternoon, just doing some more trimming on this big tree behind me. Now I have just taken out a very large piece, that one right there. Now this piece is it's about 3.3 meters long. I've cut logs that long before, but this one being green and with the girth of it, it's even too heavy for the tractor to lift with the bucket. So I'm actually going to have to drag that one. I've just dragged it out. It literally came from that section right there. So there was another piece that was sort of on the end here, which I've already taken up. And then I cut the next 3.3 off from in there. And that's what I'm going to drag up now. And then I'll show you when I'm slicing that up on the mill, because I think that's going to look really nice. Well, I had to tow it backwards because I forgot when I mentioned earlier that I had the backhoe on the back, and the hitching point I would have used to tow it, the backhoe attaches to that. So I just towed it up backwards and had the log attached to the front towing point on the tractor. That still worked fine. I don't know whether you might have noticed or not too, but at one point I had the backhoe right out to the side. Now that was as a counterbalance because the ground is sloping that way. So as I'm coming backwards on it, it's wanting to roll. So just as that little bit of extra, I've put the bucket out this way just to help balance it up a bit. Makes me feel a little bit safer anyway. Not so much so when I'm towing like that, but when I've got a log suspended under the bucket, having all that weight on the front, it really can like put the balance out on the tractor. So by having the boom, the bucket extended right out the back and then moving it off to the left or the right, it's a bit like a monkey's tail really, just helps keep that balance. So that's why I had that out there. Anyway, I didn't realize what the time was. It's almost 5 and I'm supposed to be meeting the fellas next door for a couple of beers. It's Friday afternoon. I want to thank them for all the work they did helping me with the fence. Well, they did most of the fence. So I said I'd take up some beers and have a few beers with them. So I'm going to get packed up and we'll cut that log up tomorrow. I'll see you then. that was the absolute limit of that log. That's the log I said yesterday that I couldn't lift, so I had to drag it up, but I couldn't get it up onto the track. I have to get some roller ramps. I didn't think I was going to need roller ramps because I had the tractor to lift it on, but then I started to realize these logs, especially when they're green, they're a lot heavier than what you would think. So that just barely lifted it. I had to almost pump the hydraulics to get it just to lift enough to get it on. There's no way I would have been driving anywhere and moving that. So yeah, it looks like I'll have to get a set of ramps, but I'll get this all pegged out and then we'll start cutting it and we'll have a look and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, there's one big log. Now I don't know whether you can tell from there, but there is a crack right through the center of that log. It literally goes right through that centered dot. It couldn't be any more perfect. But when I first put the log on, the crack was running up and down, which means any panels I cut are going to have a crack in the middle. This way, hopefully I'll get a cut right through where the crack is, or if not, there'll be a crack partly in between one panel. There'll be a crack in the middle and it'll only affect one. But we'll see how we go anyway. It's very hard to work out exactly where that cut will go at the moment, but let's start cutting. first slab off the ranks. Dad joke definitely intended there. Let's go and have a look at it. Okay, very nice looking timber. Let's have a look. All right, I'll take another one off and we'll see how much it changes. Morning, we're back on the road again. This time I'm going to collect some bricks. I was just searching through the classifieds the other day online and saw someone was giving away some free bricks, so I came down yesterday and grabbed some. There was quite a few there, so it's going to take 2 loads. They're not in the greatest condition. Looks like someone's demolished an old barbecue area, but free bricks are free bricks. It's just going to take a bit of time to clean them up, and I'm going to need those bricks next month when I start to build the camp kitchen area. So yes, it's going to take a day to get all this sorted out, but it's something different. Let's go get them. Well, this is what's left of the pile of bricks. Like I said, I took most of them yesterday. So these ones here I've just got to break apart. So I'll just have to use that bolster and hammer, smash them apart, get them into the trailer and then get them back up to the block. Well, that's the second trip done. Thank God for that. Felt like I've been working on a chain gang for the last 4 hours. Anyway, we've got all the bricks there now. So quite a lot of bricks there. That should be enough to keep me going for quite some time. Like I said, they're not fantastic. There's a lot of crud and stuff on them, a lot of mortar. I'm gonna have to chisel off. That's gonna take some time, but time's something I've got, so that's all right. Free bricks are free bricks, and free's good to me, so they'll get used next month. Anyway, now that that's done, time to get on with some more stuff up here on the block. Well, I just had some water pipes dropped off that I need to do that creek crossing, which is good because I've been working pretty hard the last couple of days. It's been very windy, so I haven't done any filming, but I've managed to push that road right through to that next little creek. So I really needed those water pipes. Now they've been delivered up here on the top of the hill. That's our property down the back behind us. So these are the water pipes. And my plan, because I've just tested with one, I had 4 delivered. So my plan is, I'm just going to roll them over here and I'm going to roll them down the hill, because where I need to get them is right down over the back there, over into the corner there. And I thought I don't want to drive the tractor up and down all that way, so this way I've only got to drive the tractor a little bit and let gravity do the work for a change, let those pipes roll down. So let's see how we go. Now the only thing I noticed with this first one is that because these pipes have a wider end on one end so that they can fit together, they don't roll straight, they curl. So I can try and plan for that, but they could end up anywhere. So I've got one down there. Let's see the next few go down. Bye bye pipe. Cool. I just realised there's a gate opening at the top up here, so I think I'll push this pipe through that opening and then I can send it down the other side, hopefully get it even closer. Now these pipes, they look awfully colourful. The reason is they're made from recycled plastic. They're about 1/3 of the weight of the concrete ones, a lot more durable. They're probably about half the price, maybe a little bit cheaper, and I guess it's good for the environment too. So the fact that they're lighter is a godsend. The fact that they're cheaper as well just makes it an extra bonus. But these are what we're going to be using. I think I'll probably use a few more of these on the block in coming months. So let's send this one down the hill. You can see I'm on the other side of the fence here now. This is where the first one went down, because the first one actually went under the fence, but it rolled to the right and ended up locked up against the fence. I've turned this one with the fat end there so that it should roll to the left and end up down there somewhere. That's the theory. We'll see. Or it might roll too fast. Might just need to kick that end around again. You wouldn't think it would get such a tight turn based on that slightly different end, but it does. All right, I'm going to try and get that straight across the hill and send it down. See, I couldn't have moved a concrete one like that. No way known. There's the other two over there. There she goes. Where she stops, no one knows. That'll do. The other day I was trying to cut a slab with the mill, and I found that it didn't matter what I tried, it kept cutting wavy. So the blade would lift up and then cut down and then lift up and then cut down. I ended up with these waves through the slab. I couldn't work out what the problem was. I'd tried everything. I was getting very frustrated with it. So I took some photos, drafted up an email, and I sent it off to Jeff at Jeff's Tools, where I bought this from up in Gosford. Their support is amazing. The very next morning he phoned me and he said, I've seen that happen a few times before. He said, the blade's blunt, that's what's done it. He said, you might have hit a nail in the timber, or you might have hit a rock. Sometimes the bark will do it. Well, I know that due to my own stupidity, the blade's actually jumped off twice, and like I said in the earlier video, it's a metal casing, so that means the blade hit the metal. So that wouldn't have helped either. I didn't even give it a thought at the time that it might have been a dull blade, and I've got a brand new one in a box right here that I could have swapped over. Anyway, that's something that I'll remember for next time. So now I'm going to swap over that blade, put the new one on, and we're going to see if that fixes the problem. I'm sure it will. Well, best laid plans, as they say. Turns out I'm going to have to adjust the wheel a little bit more. I cannot get that blade on. The back wheel is sitting crooked. The blade's this way. I need to get it straight because the wheel's crooked. It keeps jumping off. So I've got to get that wheel straight, and I need a bigger spanner for that. And all the spanners are in my other car. So I'm going to have to get that done tomorrow. But I'm going to wrap up the video tonight so that I can get it up online. So you'll have to wait for the next episode for that. I hope you've enjoyed this. Just goes to show you, things don't always go to plan. A lot of my stuff doesn't go to plan. It might look like it, but that's the beautiful thing about editing. I can cut out all of the mishaps and all of the other stuff, but trust me, a lot of stuff just doesn't go to plan, and it takes me several attempts to get things done. But I learn from it every time. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And if you know anyone that's interested, definitely send the link to them. And if you've subscribed, thanks very much. And I will see you on the next one. Have a great week.